Crystal here, and for today's video I'm going to be reviewing a BB cushion. Now BB cushions are actually something that started in I think 2014. If I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's 2014. And BB cushions are basically something that was highly raved about when it came out, and even today they are still very popular. BB cushions are just compacts with cushions or sponge filled with BB cream in it, and it comes with a sponge applicator. These sponge applicators have actually become one of the most preferred method to use to apply BB cream, CC cream, or liquid foundation on the face. The reason why the sponge applicators have become a preferred method to use to apply makeup is because of the way that the BB cream, CC cream, or liquid foundation looks natural and smooth on the face. Now, these sponge applicators here, each BB cream comes with their own, and they're made out of microfibers, and the back is completely solid so that when you're applying the product on your face, you're not losing any of that product in the sponge. So the sponge is not going to over-absorb any of your product. Now, the company that I'm reviewing the BB cushion from is called IOPE, and IOPE is basically a pretty well-known Korean skincare to makeup brand, and their philosophy and goal is to provide highly reliable, proven skincare solutions for Asian women. And they use bioscience technology in order to help women achieve their ideas of beauty. IOPE has lots of different kinds of BB cushions, and they're meant for different purposes. IOPE's BB cushions have actually been ranked pretty high up there on the list for one of the best BB cushions for their coverage. Now, even though they have different kinds of purposes for their different kinds of BB cushions, all of them have very similar ingredients, and all of them are meant to protect the skin from very powerful UV rays. They also contain 30% or more mineral water to make sure the skin stays hydrated and radiant. And they also contain Siberia Peptide 6 selection, as well as pore elastamizer for improvement of skin firmness and pore control. And they also all contain vitamin B5, vitamin E derivatives, as well as vitamin P. Now, out of IOPE's very large selection of BB cushions, the one I'm reviewing today is IOPE's Air Cushion XP in the matte formula in the color M21. M stands for matte and 21 stands for vanilla. So in terms of color variations, I'm not sure if they have a high variety of colors for the BB cushions, but in the store I noticed that there weren't that many, but when I checked online there was like 3 or 2. I think it depends what cushion you're getting. In terms of looking around, I think there was like 13, 21, and 23, but when I checked for the matte BB cushion, I think there was only M21 and M23. Once again, M stands for matte, 21 is vanilla, and 23 is beige. When I was in the store to purchase this BB cushion, I could have sworn I saw more colors, but I can't really recall any of that. So I'm really sorry about that, you guys. But anyways, I got this little baby right here at a Korean cosmetic store called Amore Pacific, or otherwise known as Aritham, and I got this for $40 US. Now, in terms of the color choice of the BB cushion, M21 is a little bit too light for me, just slightly by a little bit. My face naturally without makeup doesn't really match my neck anyways, but it is a little bit lighter than my actual face skin tone. But I just go ahead and apply it on my face as well as my neck, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just that the next shade darker is a little bit too dark for me, so I just went ahead and just dealt with the M21, and I mean, it works out fine if you apply it on your neck to match the skin tones. I actually did ask the sales associate from Aritham to match my skin tone because I don't really trust myself with matching the skin tone, and she did fit me in this color. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a heads up right now, is that if you ever go into an Asian cosmetic store and ask them to match your skin tone color for foundation or BB cream or whatnot, they are naturally going to fit you in a skin tone lighter than your actual skin tone. Now, if you're not the type of person that likes to ask the sales associate to match your skin tone, or if you can't ask them for help, or if you would rather get yourself to do it, or trust a second opinion from a family member or friend, I just have 2 tips for you guys. So my first tip is to try to get the color to be as close as your neck skin tone as possible. If not, I mean, you can always blend it like what I do, or what you can do is to use your wrist. Your wrist skin tone is a lot similar to your face's skin tone. Most of the time, not everyone is gonna agree with me, but most of the time, or a little bit of the time, it will. And the skin on your wrist actually is thin and light, just like the skin on your face. So it's a great way to actually measure the coverage of a product as well. So if you're testing out a product and you want to test out the coverage of it, then, I mean, don't use the tester on your face, just apply it on your wrist, and you can judge based off what you see on your wrist. Moving on to the actual product, this is basically what it looks like in its original packaging. When you open it up, it comes with a compact with the product already inside of it, as well as an additional refill pack. Inside the compact there is the sponge applicator, and in between the sponge and the BB cream is a plastic separator. Once you lift that up, there is going to be a seal that covers the cushion to keep it hygienic, and all you have to do is peel that baby off and voila! It's brand new and ready to use, jam-packed with BB cream. And once you use all that product up in the compact and you're ready to use that refill product, it's actually quite easy to refill the compact. So all you do is that there's going to be this push in the back of the compact, and you're just gonna have it open, and you can basically use your thumbs and use these fingers here to hold it down and use your thumbs to push it out, and that's all you do. So then by the time you're ready to stick that refill in, you just gotta open it up, and it should come with a sponge applicator, a brand new one in the refill, and you're just gonna match up this part right here with this indentation in here, and you're just going to place it in there and push it down, and that's all you have to do. So when it comes to using the actual product, the BB cushion, you're gonna treat it like you would if you were to use a liquid foundation or BB cream or CC cream. So you would go on with your routine as normal. So for me, I like to start off with a fresh clean face by using a facial foam cleanser. And then I move on to toner to calm my pores down. Next is essence. Then I use sunscreen, and it's also kind of like a moisturizer as well. And then I move on to primer, and then finally it's the BB cushion. When you're ready to use the BB cushion, you're just going to take the sponge applicator, you're going to open the product up, you're just going to press inside on the cushion, and you're just going to pat all over your face. And you want to work in thin layers and then build up the coverage. If you start off with too much, you're gonna look a little bit cakey, so try to do it in thin layers. I did use this BB cushion for the first time 3 weeks and 2 days ago, so let's go back in time and go to when I first used the product. Hey guys, so I just applied the IOPE BB cushion on my face and at like 10:30 in the morning, and so far I noticed that it has very natural coverage. It looks really natural, it doesn't look cakey or anything like that. It has minimal coverage, so it doesn't really cover any scarring or acne that well. It covers it enough, but just not that great, so probably have to use a concealer with this BB cushion. I also noticed that the smell for the cushion is really light. I didn't really notice too much of a smell on that. And then I also paired it with my Smashbox primer, and I didn't use any powder at all either because I want to test out how mattifying this BB cushion is. But I'll check back with you guys in a couple of hours and we'll see how well this BB cushion holds up. Hey guys, so this is my final check of the day of me wearing the IOPE's Air Cushion XP in the matte formula, and I actually wore this BB cushion for 11 hours straight today without any touch-ups or anything like that. I didn't use my oil control primer or my oil control powder as well because I wanted to know how this BB cushion would hold up in the matte formula throughout the day. So as you can tell, after 11 hours, my face is pretty shiny, especially on my forehead, my cheekbones, my nose, and my chin. But I also wrote notes throughout the day as well of my little thoughts that I collected, my first impression of this BB cushion as I wore it throughout the day. So I'm going to go ahead and go over those notes with you guys. And some of this is going to sound pretty repetitive because I did mention some of this in my earlier checkups. But let's just jump right to it. So basically, when you apply the BB cushion on, you're going to have very natural coverage. It makes your skin look very natural. It looks pretty much flawless in my opinion. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look like you're wearing makeup, honestly. And it makes your skin look really pretty and vibrant, and it doesn't feel heavy on your skin either. My pores don't feel like there's something weighing down on it at all. It's very lightweight. There's actually very minimal coverage to this BB cushion, so if you're the type of person that has very stubborn acne scars or sunspots or acne in general that you're very insecure about, this BB cushion isn't going to give you full coverage on those, so it's best to pair this BB cushion up with a concealer. This BB cushion actually doesn't really have much of a scent to it. It's very subtle, it smells hygienic mixed with a little bit of a floral scent in my opinion. It's really hard to explain scents, but that's kind of what it smells like. I actually really like the smell of the BB cushion, but it's very subtle, so you don't really notice too much of it. With the IOPE Air Cushion XP, there's actually very little transfer of the product, and it's actually not sticky at all. It isn't actually till around about 4 hours where I start to notice shine on my face starting to happen. So without using any oil control products on my face, that's actually pretty good hold up for this BB cushion. Now when it does start to get oily on my face, I noticed that around my nose area, which is actually the oiliest part of my face, it starts to get super shiny. It does patch just a little bit, and the thing is, it actually kind of looks very, very shiny and almost like there's clay on my nose. But of course, if I were to pair it with some oil control powder, I don't think that would be a huge issue. And of course, around my face as well, I didn't really know, like, there's actually a little bit of creasing on my face right here on my laugh line. It's very small. I think it was like, I noticed it after 11 hours that the crease was actually this small. Sometimes it would be like this big on my laugh line, but for it to be that small, it's pretty good in my book. But so far, for my first impression, I really like this BB cushion. I might actually probably continue using this for the rest of my life if it boils down to it. But now welcome back to 3 weeks and 2 days later, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys right now, by the second day or third day, I did use the BB cushion with the Innisfree No Sebum mineral powder, which is this powder right here. And I did review this product in a previous video before, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that here if you haven't checked it out yet. But if you have, then you probably know that this is a pretty amazing product with controlling oil. So when you're pairing this with a matte formula, it's pretty much godlike. I don't have a first impression video clip of when I did first use these two partners together, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys right now, it is the most amazing duo ever. Like, it kept my shine away for 6 or 7 hours, and there was like minimal to no transfer at all of the product. So I really love this partnership together. Going to my 3 week and 2 day impression, I'm going to go ahead and state that I still stand strongly with my first impression of this product. It still has an amazing coverage, natural coverage on the skin. It doesn't look too cakey. It doesn't look cakey that much at all anyway, but you know. And the smell of the product is it smells pretty good. It smells florally and it's subtle, so I really like the smell of this product. It's also pretty lightweight on your skin. It doesn't feel like it's heavy, it doesn't weigh my pores down or anything like that. Sometimes I don't even think it's on my face. When I first applied the product on, it wasn't even that sticky, so little bits of my hair did stick a little bit to it, but compared to my foundations or the other BB cushion I do own, because I'm not a stranger to BB cushions, this is like my second one. My first one is like very sticky, so my hair always stuck to it, to my face before I finished applying all of it. But this one, it wasn't that sticky. Without the powder, the transfer of the product is very limited. It doesn't even transfer that much. With the powder, it's pretty much, it's set, it's on your face. I did talk about all the good points of the BB cushion. Let's go ahead and talk about the cons of the BB cushion. Now the IOPE BB cushion, the coverage is pretty decent especially for a BB cream or BB cushion, but there is just minimal parts that can show. As you can see, I am breaking out pretty badly due to my poor diet and sleeping schedule, and my consumption of water is very poor. Water is really good for your skin, guys. Keep hydrated. So basically, you can basically see how my acne is showing. So for those who have very stubborn acne or acne scars or even sunspots or whatnot, you might want to pair this up with either concealer or a color correcting product. Now for me, I also noticed that if you use the applicator right here in the middle a lot, it does push some of the product to the rims here of the cushion, and you're gonna have to try to get your sponge deep in there to get as much product as possible, which can be pretty messy, which is why my sponge is a little messy around the white part, which it bothers me kind of, but it does get a little bit messy to work with. Another note is that I did forget to mention, but this is supposed to come with 15 grams of product. For me, I feel like this product runs out a little bit quicker than, you know, liquid foundations or BB cream or CC cream that comes in the bottle. That's how I personally feel. I feel like the sponge doesn't have that much BB cream in it compared to those products, but I do still like the application of it. I also want to mention that applying BB cushion on can actually take some time. So if you're very quick with applying your product with your hands or with beauty blender or with a foundation brush or whatnot, the BB cushion does like take a little bit longer than those tools used. So if you have the time, or if you really like the natural coverage, buy the BB cushion and you're willing to execute that time, then go for it. But if you're short on time, you might not want to reach for this product. The last thing I want to note of a con for this product is that I'm sure all the reviews of BB cushions have noted it, but the variety of skin tones that these come in is not very high. They're very limited because they cater more towards the Korean spectrum of skin tones instead of going out and venturing out, especially for international consumers. And that is something that I hope that one day all the BB cushion creating companies will think about and change that about them. So if your skin tone is a little bit bronzer, a little bit more sun-kissed, then you might not be able to find a BB cushion in your color. So for you lovelies out there that just can't get your hands on a BB cushion to match your skin tone, but you still very much want to try out the sponge applicator, I highly implore you guys to check out a Korean cosmetics store and just purchase the BB cushion, not the BB cushion, I'm sorry, the sponge applicator by itself, and use that in your daily routine with liquid foundation, BB cream, or CC cream. It might be pretty life-changing. I don't know, you may like it, you may not like it. Let me know about it in the comment section. But anyways, I do highly recommend this BB cushion. I 100% highly recommend it for those who have oily skin, normal to combination skin, or those who just live in humid, hot regions. Give this product a try. You might end up loving it as much as I love it. So that basically wraps up this video, and I hope you found this video very helpful. If I did leave anything out of this video that you want to know about, any questions you have at all, go ahead and just leave it in the comment section down below. I will try my best to answer your questions. And if you did find this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!